Here he is, ladies and gentlemen, former Wallaby fullback. Here's a breakfast host on Triple M in Brisbane. They do a man show with a male audience. They absolutely rock. They get advertisers wanting to spend money. Go figure. Imagine that in New Zealand. Some broadcaster decides that they want to attract 40-year-old men. They'd be out of business tomorrow, Greg, just by even saying that out loud. I'm never going to hassle you again about the Wallabies. That is a promise to you, as long as you don't mention cricket in this conversation ever again.
Cricket. How good's cricket? What about that? How did that happen?
I don't know. I mean, because we're pussies when it comes to playing you. We just go into, we actually turn into little frightened mice when we play you guys.
Thank you. Well, now you know how we feel every second test match when we're up by 8 with 20 minutes to go, and somehow you guys manufacture. Mate, I was on that. My first test ever played against the All Blacks, all right? Okay. We were up 20-6. I think it was 20-6 or 18-6 at half time. And I think the only message we needed was plenty more of the same stuff, boys. You guys beat us. Yeah. That was cricket. That's how we do to you at cricket. What happens? You're gun shy. You can't handle it.
No, we have the opportunity. We just can't close. Do you know what I was screaming at the telly during that second test? Foley, kick it out, mate. Foley, kick it out, mate.
Thank you. And now you know. So don't take the piss out of me with the Wallabies, and you can understand. I thought you guys were going to win, and that's how I am when you go, how do you reckon the Wallabies will go this year in the Bledisloe? Of course I'm going to go. We'll go well because we show snippets, we show little bits, but then when the whips are cracking, we give up.
Okay, just say after me, just say out loud, just say, hi, Mrs. Marto, I wasn't on the beers last night. Just say that.
Hi, Mrs. Marto, I wasn't on the beers last night.
See, that's your lying voice, your croaky voice. Were you on it last night?
Yeah, I know. No, I wasn't on it last night, but she gave me something. Mate, I told you, I've been off the alcohol.
That's right.
And all of a sudden I get sick, so the consideration is I should be drinking.
Look, I tell you what, on our radio station, don't say sick, mate, because all the cookers will be starting to text us, oh, my God, it's the COVID jab, it's the COVID jab, he's sick, it's the COVID jab.
You're not still carrying on with that,
No, you believe it. Honestly, mate, honestly, it's just, it is a religion here. Hey, look, I'm only just making a joke. It's a joke, okay? Hold your texts, hold your fire. Broncos versus Souths tonight, mate. Here's a stat for you. The last team to start 0-2 and make the final was the Cowboys in 2015, and they're the only team since 2012 that's done that. So whoever loses tonight is 0-2. Statistically, you're in trouble.
Oh, God, and both of them are real serious. It's being played in Brisbane tonight. They reckon they'll get 40,000
that's great.
On a Thursday night. They reckon they're going to get to Suncorp. We are insane here in Brisbane about our rugby league, and you go, let's talk rugby. No, all anyone wants to talk here is rugby league, except for in the last couple of weeks. Of course, we'll get to the Reds, I'm sure, at some stage.
Sure we will.
Broncos will win this, mate. They're too fast. They're too quick, and that's why an old bloke like Corey Oates, that's been on the news here, he wants to tell Kevin Walters to get stuffed. And Kevin Walters says, mate, you're 29, you're not going to get any quicker. So, Broncos tonight. What else are we talking?
Reds are going great. And not just the Reds as well. So are the Tars. Waratahs got a big match this weekend. But, you know, that Reds win against the Chiefs, which you did last year in New Plymouth. So, you know, it's not a... And let's be honest, even in the finals match against the Chiefs in Hamilton, you guys stepped up. I've heard all kinds of things. Tim Horan was on the news saying that, this is the difference that Joe Schmidt has made. I haven't seen him kicking any goals yet. But
rubbish.
See, I mean, he's your mate, Tim Horan. He's saying that. But why the improvement, mate? Because there has been an improvement. It's visible.
Well, the improvement's Les Kiss. And I didn't think it was possible from a former rugby league winger to turn things around. But he's been in rugby now longer than he was in rugby union. Brad Thorne bred the attitude. Yeah, I'm sounding like Brad Thorne. Brad Thorne, he's bred the attitude into this current bunch. He weeded out all the dickheads because he had a no dickhead policy. He got them all to have proper haircuts. And now Les Kiss, what's happened? So he supplied the ingredients, and Les Kiss is like a pastry chef. He's put the bits and pieces on top. Mate, did you see, when you finish a game against the Chiefs, surviving 23 phases on your try line, you know you're playing for each other. And that's the bottom line.
That's actually such a good point to make, isn't it? Because ultimately, then you start developing combinations. And from those combinations, then all of a sudden you can start looking at, maybe those two might work together in this particular team. So, look, I've never been a believer, Greg, in this thing, Australian rugby needs to be strong. Stuff off Australian rugby. The All Blacks aren't strong. Let's get that sorted first. But can I say about the Super Rugby, I've really enjoyed the first 3 rounds, mate. I've loved it. I reckon the quality's been brilliant.
And because there's been unpredictability for the first time for years. Actually, people are starting to watch it, not just because the Australian teams are going all right, but any games. The Drew are going well. Crusaders, good. There's actually games where you don't know the result of every game before it starts. That's the beauty of Super Rugby. It's turned the corner.
Can I mention a name, Fraser McWright, mate? I think he's been... I mean, I've just... Look, why am I watching Australian teams? I don't bloody know, mate, but I thought that he actually looks as good as any.
Can I tell you, he's magnificent, Fraser. I've known him since he was 12 because he and my son, best mate, are really good mates. Went through school every year together, so I've watched him since he was a kid. Had him on our radio show. I'll give you a funny one. Had him on our radio show last week, and I told the other guys on our show, I said, this is the best player in Australia, la, la, la. And Christmas time, and I thanked him because I've got a Wallabies wet weather gear of his. My son just turned up Christmas Day, no present. He'd been to Fraser's 2 days earlier. Fraser unloaded a heap of his World Cup gear to my son Harry, and Harry's turned up and said, "Here, Dad, here's your present."
You
a Wallaby wet weather top. That's great.
Oh, that's a shocker, mate.
Yeah, absolute shocker.
I'll tell you what they do, the kids as well, mate.
Fraser's a beauty.
This is it. So, I had a birthday recently, my kids, they gave me a present, but they don't wrap it or anything, do they? It's not even in a box, mate. Dad, here it is. It's just like they've just taken it out of Kmart and there it is.